evening and happy Sunday. How is your weekend? How was your weekend? The weekend is practically over. We are in a new in a new week now. So, how was your weekend? And welcome. We were not able to have the training yesterday because of some circumstances that were beyond my immediate control. But I'm delighted to welcome all of you for today's training. My name is Ambassador Tahuli Joshua, and this is a free professional diploma training in the peace and alternative. Sorry, I beg your pardon. In alternative dispute resolution. All right, alternative dispute resolution. We have so many of them that we have been taking. So, if I say peace and sustainable development, it's still in line. Do you understand? So, but this alternative dispute resolution, and it's been some weeks that we started the training, and we are still ongoing with the training. So I would like to welcome all of us for today's training, and I hope that you are going to enjoy every bit of it as we progress. Thank you for taking time to be a part of today's training. So if you join us, let us know where you're joining us from, your name, your country, or where you're joining us from. Let us know so that we know those that are connecting with us. Jack Bennett, you're welcome. Facebook, on YouTube, who is there? Just let us know your name and where you're connecting with us. Alternative dispute resolution is the course that we are taking today. And I'd like to welcome all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. And I would like to know how far you have been enjoying the training. Any challenge? Is there any challenge since you have started? Any question that you want us to attend to? Ambassador Dominic from Warri, thank you. Nigeria. Pastor Kingsley Agondo, Port Harcourt, thank you for joining us. Favor from Lagos, Nigeria, thank you. Duse Gorete from Kenya, thank you for joining us. How is your president? Remy Peter from Jos, Nigeria. Ayo from Anambra. Great woman, good evening from Huya. It's good to have a great woman in our midst. Everything will be great. Abigail Obong from Port Harcourt, thank you for joining us. Networking Prince Edeke, where are you joining us from? Chinoso, Abuja, thank you. Clinton from Ghana, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you for connecting for today's training, and we hope that by this week we should be able to push this training to a very, very far. I think I will try as much as possible to finish the theory of this training this week, and then we'll do the practicals next week. And the practicals is going to be on, it's not going to be online like this, because it's going to be in WhatsApp group, because the presentation will take place in the WhatsApp group so that other people can also have the opportunity to participate in the WhatsApp group, the presentation. You understand? So, because I'm going to give you case studies and I'm going to group you, we may not pick so many groups, we may just pick like 5 groups. For the sake of just practicability, I'll just give you 5 topics, and then group you. You can practice, rehearse in a group, and then present it. That's all. So that we'll learn from it. That's all. That's just it. Nothing much. All right. So thank you very much for taking time to join. Iletu from Namibia, thank you. Magdaniels Borolaji from Lagos. Wise from here, thank you. So now we are proceeding. Today we are going to look at, like I said, my name is Ambassador Tavuli Joshua. I am the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and I have been your on-call for this free training from day 1 to this day. I have been the one providing this training, and we have graduated about we have issued about 3,000 plus certificates since the training started a year ago, and we have trained people on different courses like peace and sustainable development, alternative dispute resolution, emotional intelligence, I think anger management. We also deal on diversity management, human rights and social justice. Some of the courses that we have taken so far, and we're going to introduce more new courses: international diplomacy, international law and diplomacy, international relations and diplomatic studies. We are going to bring other ones, interesting ones. You understand? And then we also have trained people on peace and conflict management. So interesting courses are coming up, and then you're going to benefit really good from it. All right. So, Hirori, thank you from Nigeria. All right. So we're going to look at arbitration. Arbitration. That is our module 3. I think we're going to cover. We are going to cover about 4 modules. So we are covering. We are in module 3 now. So from now till Tuesday, we should finish module 3. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we should be able to finish module 4 or whatever. Wherever we'll stop next week. But we're going to finish this lecture by next week. All right. So that you can prepare for your exams and also prepare for your practicals. You understand? So, all right, today we are looking at arbitration. 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 Arbitrary. Arbitrary. Arbitration. Arbitration. Arbitrary. Arbitration. Arbitration. A person who, intervene in arbitration is called arbiter in some places, or arbitrator. If you don't want to call the person arbiter, you can call the person arbitrator. It's the same thing. You understand? So now Dr. Emmanuel, Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel from Cameroon, thank you for joining us, our member from Cameroon. All right, thank you for joining us. So if you are joining us in another country and you are not a member yet, try and become a member. If you are in Cameroon, we have a chapter in Cameroon, our country office in Cameroon. We have a branch there. If you are from Ethiopia, we have a branch there. Kenya, we have from Namibia, we have from Zambia, we have from Lesotho. All right, so you let us know who you are joining us from. If you want to join our team in your country as a member, you can do. Do you understand? The Zambian people, they are far ahead. Far ahead. Do you understand? So if you want to join them there, you let us know. If you want to join our team in Ethiopia, you let us know. We'll connect you with our officials there, and then you'll become part of the institute in your country, and you can contribute to doing great work in that country as well. So, introduction to arbitration. Please do wait to paraphrase by commenting what you are learning. You like our lives, and also you can share to other people, put it on your wall, let others see it, and key into it and participate, and also receive the same knowledge you're receiving, so that our society will be better for it. All right. Yes, we have a, for those of you that are on YouTube, our coordinator from Zambia is here. All right, so you can talk to her. She can be part of it. I'm talking about Barrister Chirufaya Siwali. She's our coordinator in Zambia, doing an incredible job. She's doing a very, very incredible job, and I'm so proud of her. I will soon be in Zambia, Lusaka. Because of her work, I will soon be in Zambia. All right. So Kim Simeon or Kim Simon, you want to join our team in Ethiopia? You can take our WhatsApp number, you connect with us so that we can reach out to you. Our number is +234 +234 +234 8077987757. That is our WhatsApp line. You reach out to us, say you are from Ethiopia, you want to join our team in Ethiopia. I will connect you with our coordinator, Ambassador Barrister Tesfaya Gabriel Michael is the one, so he will attend to you. Namibia, the same thing. We have our team there. Want to connect with them, we'll let you know, and then you join. Zambia, the same thing. We'll connect you with the coordinator, and then you'll be engaged. So, introduction to arbitration. Introduction to arbitration. When we talk about arbitration is also an alternative way of resolving disputes. It's an alternative way of resolving disputes, just like mediation and negotiation, just like dialogues, just like conciliation and reconciliation. Do you understand? So, however, arbitration is different from mediation. In mediation, the mediator facilitates discussion, conversation, but does not take binding decisions. But in arbitration, an arbiter, takes binding decisions. He also awards. Do you understand? Award. He also give an award. Do you understand? So that is an arbiter cannot. That is whatever decision that are taken that is binding has to be tied to an award. Do you understand? Like, you have to pay compensations or damages. Do you understand? And so whatever the arbiter pronounced, that's what you're going to pay. And this can be validated in the court of law. It can also be validated in the court of law. Do you understand? So arbitration is a method of resolving disputes outside of the court system, where an impartial third party, known as an arbitrator or an arbiter, is appointed to make a binding decisions on the matter. Is appointed to make what? A binding decision on the matter in consideration. Is my network, is my audio okay? Facebook people, is my audio okay? YouTube, is my audio okay? I want to know before I proceed, because I can see that people are complaining. You also try and check your network as well. Let's know. But is my audio okay? Facebook, YouTube people say yes. So let's progress. So the arbitrator make binding decisions. You understand? They make binding decisions on the matter in consideration. Do you understand? All right, so that's it. So now this process is often used. Maybe if you're not hearing me well, you can still uh, check your network. Although you're saying noise from the background, it may be possible. Not possible. This process is often used in commercial disputes, labor conflicts, and other legal disagreements. Do you understand? So that is what it is. So there are binding decisions that are being taken in conflicting situations, like has to do with commercial matters. Do you understand? Commercial issues and things like that. So these are the things. So this way arbitration is better applied. Labor conflicts, like industrial issues. Do you understand? Industrial relations, and then legal, some other legal disagreements, and also commercial disputes. All right. So this arbitration can work perfectly in these areas. You understand? So what is the purpose of arbitration? Arbitration is expedited resolution. All right, expedited resolutions. So arbitration aims to facilitate a quicker resolution of conflict compared to traditional court litigation. So the essence, the purpose is as same as mediation, to expedite actions on cases. Do you understand? Otherwise, court cases, litigation takes longer time. But the one thing with alternative dispute resolution is that they take less time, they are less expensive. Do you understand? That is just the purpose. It's as same as the other ones. Cost reduction. Arbitration is not as expensive as compared to litigation. All right, so it is economical, and so it can help you to go through it even if you don't have much. Do you understand? Privacy assurance, confidentiality that we have been talking about all the time. So privacy is also one of the reasons why arbitration can also be used as its purpose. All right, for using arbitration, those that don't want their matters to get to the public domain, they can use arbitration. Do you understand? Procedural autonomy. Procedural what? Autonomy. Parties have the latitude to establish the ruling governing the rules governing the arbitration. So once an arbitration code or is instituted, let me put it that way, they define the procedures, right? How matters can be reported, how matters can be filed, how matters can be taken up from there. Do you understand? So it gives the governing rules concerning the process or regarding the process. Do you understand? So specialized knowledge. Arbitrators can be selected based on their specific expertise in relevant fields, enhancing the quality of decision making. So sometimes if a matter has to do with legal matters, sometimes you can select a lawyer, a professional lawyer, to serve as an arbitrator. Serve as an arbitrator. Do you understand? And then maybe it has to do with, maybe let's say it has to do with medicine. It has to do with medicine. A medical doctor can serve as an arbitrator so far as you have a professional knowledge in that field and you have a sense of judgment concerning the matter. Do you understand? And you understand the field and the body. In the engineering, you can have an arbiter as well. A seasoned engineer who has versatile knowledge in the field can be appointed to be an arbiter. You understand? We have it in the police. I don't know, we have it in army, but we have it in the police. So that if there's a matter that needs to, even the police officers themselves can also take their matters to the arbitration court or arbitration unit in the police and then get justice. Do you understand? So it's possible, and that can be validated in the court of law. Do you understand? So whatever decision that is taken in arbitration can be validated in the court of law. Conclusive judgment. The outcomes in arbitration are generally final and binding, providing a definite or a definitive resolution to dispute which limited opportunities for appeal. All right. So decisions that are binding in arbitration sometimes may not be appealed. Decisions are considered as final and binding, but it can be reviewed by the court of law. Do you understand? For the sake of validation. Reduce formalities. The arbitration process is often less formal than court proceeding, which can make it more accessible and less intimidating for the parties involved. Do you understand? So it's less formal. All the formalities. Do you know that in my own country here, sometimes cases are being won based on technicalities? That is the formal procedure of filing a case. Maybe you did not file your case following the procedures. It becomes a problem. Do you understand? It becomes a problem. Please a minute. So that's what it is. So reduce formalities. So in my country here, sometimes people want cases on the basis of technicalities. So if if you have a case, and it did not file as it's supposed to, or the procedure is not well followed, then what happened? You lose a case. That is litigation. But arbitration does not obey those formalities too much. You understand? There are no such kind of formalities to follow like that. They can follow anyhow as it's being stated, because you just establish certain rules, and once those rules are followed, that's all. You understand? Then we'll talk about neutrality. Neutrality. Arbitration provides a neutral forum for resolving conflicts, helping to ensure fairness, especially in international conflicts where our parties may come from different legal systems. All right. So another thing is that neutrality is also, as an arbiter, you don't need to size. You have to judge the case fairly based on its merit. Do you understand? You don't have to show any form of partiality. You must be impartial. You must judge the case based on fairness. All right? Be fair to each party that is involved. All right? It's very, very important. So this is the purpose of conducting arbitration. These are the reasons, these are purposes for carrying out arbitration. All right. Let's look at, let's compare arbitration with other dispute resolution methods. Like, let's compare arbitration with litigation, for instance. All right. Arbitration with litigation. What is the difference? Let's carry out a comparison. What is the difference in arbitration? The nature of process. Yes, the process differs. The process of filing the two, this is litigation and arbitration, differs. All right? They differ based on their nature of the process. You understand? So in arbitration, private and informal parties select an arbitrator who makes a binding decision. Litigation, formal judicial process. Disputes are resolved in the public court under strict legal procedures. You understand? That's number one different. Nature of process. Nature of process. Another one is time frame. Another difference is time frame. Arbitration generally is quicker than litigation. You can streamline procedures so far as arbitration is concerned, but in litigation, it's lengthy. It takes months. It takes years to complete a court case. Do you understand? Cost. Arbitration typically less expensive due to lower legal fees and faster resolution. So arbitration is less expensive. So litigation involves higher costs. Do you understand? Litigation involves higher costs. All right. So you know what it means to take a case to court? Spend millions paying court fees, lawyer appearances, and all of those things. Confidentiality. Arbitration usually is confidential, protecting sensitive information. Whereas court, everything is in the open. Before they finish, the media begins to twist things. Do you understand? The media will help to spread. Before the court proceeding is over, the whole world don't hear it. Nowadays, even now that social media is everywhere, before the matter, in fact, while we are even there in the court, the matter is already in the air everywhere. You are watching even live, even from your house. You're watching court proceedings live. So there's nothing to hide. No hiding place. Do you understand? So appealability. Arbitration decisions are usually binding and have limited grounds to appeal. Yes, it's for appeal. It may be very difficult to appeal. There are limited grounds within which you can appeal decisions that come from arbitration. But you can appeal litigation. Judgment can often be appealed to higher courts easily. Do you understand? Higher courts easily. Are we together? Arbitration versus mediation. That is arbitration versus litigation. Now let's look at arbitration versus mediation rather. Nature of process. Arbitration involves an arbiter who renders a binding decision after hearing arguments. In mediation, a mediator facilitates negotiation between parties to help them reach a voluntary agreement. So the nature of process here also, differs a bit. Outcomes result in a decision making or result in decision made by the arbitration or by the arbitrator is binding, but the results and decision made by the mediator, they are not binding. They are not binding. You wake up tomorrow and say, I don't think I made this kind of decision yesterday, and so you begin to argue. Once you argue, it settles them. It's as good as Nothing was happening. Do you understand? So that's the issue. So control. In arbitration, parties have limited control over the outcome, as it depends on the arbitrator's decision. Because here, what happens in arbitration is that you come and argue your case. In arbitration, that is the most strong are your points. The most strong are your evidence that will make an arbiter or arbitrator to pronounce his own decision. So you don't have control over the process or the outcome. You don't have control over the outcome. But in mediation, in fact, you can determine the outcomes, because the decision, what the mediator is doing is just to guide you to discuss fluently, to discuss smoothly, to arrive at the conclusion. Even the conclusion, you can determine it. You can foresaw it. Do you understand? You foresee your results, the outcomes. Do you understand? So that's what it is. You can foresee your result before you arrive at it. Because it's based on the way you are discussing. You are discussing and the direction with which you are going. So you know where it's going to end. So in arbitration, parties' control over the outcome is limited. However, in mediation, they have total control over the process and even the outcome. The parties involved are in charge completely. Do you understand? So when you talk about time and cost, arbitration typically is faster and less expensive than litigation. Yeah, but can still incur significant costs. Yes, of course. But in mediation is less expensive and can be resolved more quickly. They understand. So it's cheap compared to arbitration. Mediation is cheap compared to, and do you know the reason why? The reason is because in arbitration, professionals are engaged. Before an arbiter arbitrate over a matter, you must have professional knowledge in that area. So that's why maybe it's quite a little bit expensive than mediation. But mediation, anybody that you have confidence in and is willing to listen to your matter, you can share your matter with him and it's going to be discussed. Do you understand? So that's it. Confidentiality. So arbitration usually is confidential, like mediation. Both of them are usually confidential. That's it. So arbitration versus collaborative law. Nature of process. A formal process where an arbitrator decides the outcome. In collaborative law, a cooperative process where parties and their lawyers work together to reach a mutually acceptable resolution without going to court. Are you seeing the difference now? That is, you come into the matter. When we talk about collaborative law, it's a situation whereby you enter into a negotiation or into a mediation process with your lawyer. That is, I'm a party to this case, but I come with my lawyer. You also come with your lawyer, and we are engaging in a discussion. Do you understand? And the lawyers maybe are helping in the process until we arrive at the resolution without going to court. call it collaborative law. Outcome: arbitration has binding decisions, and the decisions are being imposed by the arbitrator. Collaborative law: non-binding agreements reached through negotiation with the goal of preserving relationships. See? So whatever decision that is made in collaborative law is not binding, and the sole purpose is to preserve relationship, business relationship, family relationship. Control: arbitration limited control over the final decision. Collaborative law: higher degree of control as parties work together to find solutions. It's similar to what we discussed in mediation. I'm talking about collaborative law. It's similar to what we discussed in mediation. Do you understand? So focus: arbitration focus on resolving the dispute through a definite ruling. While collaborative law emphasizes communication and cooperation to address underlying interests and preserve relationship. Is a twin brother of mediation. Collaborative law is a twin sister or twin brother of mediation. All together. Arbitration versus negotiation. Arbitration versus what? Negotiation. Nature of interaction. Arbitration involves a formal, structured process which is binding. All right. However, negotiation is informal and flexible. Parties discuss terms directly to reach a voluntary agreement. Come, we discuss the business, and reach agreement. Let me tell you something. In negotiation, you come, you want to buy my house, so I will discuss with you. We agree. Tomorrow I will sleep. Tomorrow I will wake up and say, no, I'm not going to sell my house again. It's finished. No binding decision. Although we agreed, though, previous night we agreed, but tonight, as I sleep, maybe an angel encounter me and say I should not sell the house. I woke up tomorrow, I tell you that I'm not going to sell the house again. No binding decision. Do you understand? Unlike arbitration. Arbitration decision is binding. Once you agree, once an arbiter made a decision, it's binding. So decision authority. Arbitration, an external authority, that is the arbitrator, decides the outcome. The arbitrator decides the outcomes of the process. And then negotiation, parties themselves decide the terms of the agreement. The arbitrator may just give an award like you. The award is that you're going to pay 100,000. But if it's negotiation, we'll negotiate it. You say I should pay 10 million for the building. I say, no, how will I pay you 10 million? I'll pay you 1 million naira. You understand? We'll negotiate and agree with the terms. They send goods to Kano. They send something from Kano to Abuja for me. And then the person said I should bring a storekeeping. After I'm to pay the driver's charges like 35,000. The person said I should bring storekeeping charges like 4,000. I said no, it's too much. The storekeeping, I'm paying driver 35,000. I still pay storekeeping 4,000. No, it's too much. But the guy is macho. It's the project, the books, the exercise book that we're talking about. For the project that we asked you to contribute, they sent. I'm to pay driver 35,000 naira, and then this person is saying that I should pay storekeeping 4,000. I say it's too much. We negotiated until we settle on the terms. Do you understand? So that's it. All right. So decision authority. Parties discuss, agreed on their terms, but in arbitration, the arbitrator decides the outcome, decide the award. Confidentiality. Arbitration often confidential, but subject to disclosure in some jurisdiction, because institution whereby the matter is to be validated in the court of law. It's possible that the confidentiality may no longer be there. Well, if the matter is threatening life, is threatening its life and death matter, it's possible that it can be disclosed. So, negotiation typically confidential, and then promoting communication. So let's look at arbitration versus conciliation. Arbitration versus what? Conciliation. Role of third party. Role of third party is what is differing them now. Role of what? The third party. Arbitration, the arbitrator makes a binding decision after hearing both parties. That's what we have been saying. So what is the conciliation here? The conciliator facilitates communication and suggests solutions, but does not have the authority to impose a decision. Do you know the difference between, have you noticed the difference between conciliation and mediation? There's a difference there. Now, in mediation, the mediator cannot suggest any solution. Do you understand? The mediator cannot suggest what? A solution. But in conciliation, the conciliator can suggest a solution, but just that he cannot impose that decision on the parties, but he can suggest a solution. Did you get that? So that's it. So that's a major difference between conciliation and mediation. So as a conciliator, you can suggest solutions, just that you cannot impose your solution on the parties, except they agree with you. Do you understand? It's as simple as that. That's it. You make a suggestion, and then the parties buy into your suggestion. Fine. And if they say no, you cannot insist. Level of involvement. Another reason for them to go at the loggerhead. Level of involvement. The arbitrator actively evaluates the evidence and legal arguments presented by both parties. Conciliation, therefore, the conciliator takes a more informal approach, often meeting with parties separately to explore options and find common ground. Or it's suppressed like a mediation here. All right. So, but the arbitrator, he examine and they examine evidence presented before it. Do you understand? So that's it. Nature of resolution. Arbitration results in a definitive, legally binding award that resolves the dispute. The arbitrator gives a definite decision that is binding on the parties. But in conciliation, the aim is to make sure that the parties mutually agree on a solution, right? And of course, any agreement reached is typically non-binding except formalized, except is taken to validate in the court of law. Focus on relationship. Arbitration may be adversarial, just like the litigation, because it has the potentiality to destroy relationship. Arbitration has potentials to destroy what relationship. It is adversarial in nature, just like litigation. It creates enmity. But when it comes to conciliation, it prioritizes what relationship, preserving relationship. That's why it does. You understand? So that's it. Arbitration versus online dispute resolution, ODR. So you can see that everything is possible in this dispensation. Arbitration versus online dispute resolution, ODR. Online dispute resolution. So you can stay here and resolve cases in America. Okay, because we are talking about online resolution simply because it's possible that you have a trade relationship with someone in China and you are in Nigeria here, and there's a dispute. So how do you resolve it? You travel to China, or the person travel to Nigeria online. So online resolutions. So for those of you that does business online, you see we have platforms like for instance Alibaba, right? So if you have a trade relationship with any Chinese and you have problems, you go online. There are platforms, there are channels for you to report the matter, and the matter will be resolved. Do you understand? And you can be refunded and also things like that. So that's why it is. Do you understand? So online resolution, that's what we're talking about. So what is the difference between what are the things that make arbitration differs from online dispute resolution? Process medium, right? The medium within which the two are being carried out. Traditionally, that's arbitration, traditionally conducted in person. Arbitration is what? In person. Though increasingly moving to virtual now, because now we are in a world that anything is possible. So arbitration also is possible that can be done online, but it's traditionally done in person. That's in person. You come in person. Do you understand? And then ODR entirely is online, utilizing digital platforms for communication, negotiation, or even arbitration. Then we have accessibility. Arbitration, why it offers faster resolution than litigation, it can still involve logistical challenges. You understand? They will have to move one or two things, put things in order for the arbitration to take place. Then online, highly accessible, allowing parties from different locations to participate without travel. So you don't need to travel from China to come to Nigeria to come and resolve a matter. Do you understand? You don't need to travel to Cameroon before you resolve a matter that involves you and a Cameroonian. You understand? You can stay online and settle the matter. Settle the matter. Technology use. Arbitration may use technology for presentations, but often follow traditional procedure. But ODR fully integrates technology, fully. I told you, Alibaba, for instance, now use their website, report cases and settle issues. Do you understand? Dispute to resolve. I'm talking from experience. My wife is import from China through that platform. Do you understand? So some of the times she will have challenges and then she reports there and then the matter is settled and then our money refunded. Do you understand? So it's possible. So online, you know, sometimes you use technology like video conferencing, chat, and document sharing to facilitate the process. Do you understand? Sometimes I also involved in helping her to, upload some documents and do some things like that. Do you understand? And sometimes they handle it by herself purely. Do you understand? In fact, she even have more experience in that field more than me. So, but do you understand? So that's it. So it can be done online. And then somebody is giving us practical experience. Say that I have just done that in the afternoon by resolving issues between my two brothers in the village by calling two of them and make peace for them. That's Julius speaking. Just make a call and you settle a dispute in the village. That is online dispute resolution. You don't need to travel to the village. You make a call and problem was solved. So thank you very much, Julius, for making an effort to bring peace between your brothers. And we appreciate you for being a good mediator in a time like that. Do you know that brothers can kill themselves? Can I share an experience with you? Children of my uncle, the senior and the younger, they were fighting. So some over an item. So somehow the younger one went and took a knife, wanted to choke the older one, and the older one collected it and choked him. Before they could reach hospital, he died. Do you understand? Died and was buried. So you see, brothers can kill themselves if nothing is done. So I want to appreciate you, Mr. Julius, for the effort you made to resolve dispute between your brothers. You did not do a small work. It's a very important job that you did, and you must be recognized and appreciated. And that's the essence of having this training. That's the essence of why we are providing this training, so that you can be able to intervene in times like that. For our members, we wanted to give them ID card, but we want to make those ID card in form of license. Yes, for those of you that are members, you are here. Hear what I'm saying. We wanted to give you ID card, but the ID card is not just going to be an ordinary ID card. It's going to serve as a license, like a driving license. When somebody asks you, do you have your driving license? You show, this is my license. Right? So we're going to issue you the ID card, but it's going to be in the form of a license, a licensed member, and we are going to state on it clearly that this is a licensed member of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. All right? You can give him an opportunity to intervene, to mediate in conflicts that are within his jurisdiction. Do you understand? So that whenever he shows you that ID card, in any matter, in any dispute, he can be given the privilege to mediate, to intervene on behalf of the Institute. Do you understand? So that's what we're going to do to our members. So if you are not a member of the Institute, you can enroll to become a member so that you can also be licensed. We have been giving them license certificate, but we're making that license to reflect in their ID card so that you can carry it along. You can carry it with you, like you carry your ATM card. And if in any matter that you want to step in, you can show them, can show those that cares to know. See my ID card, see my, this is what I do, this is my profession, I'm a professional in this field, and I can help you to resolve your matter if only you are willing to cooperate with me. And if they give you the opportunity, you go ahead and do it. If they do not give you the opportunity, face your front, you go your own thing. By the way, mediation is voluntary. Do you understand? Mediation is what? Voluntary. It's not something that you go and force yourself that I am a professional, I must help you to. No. If the parties are willing to cooperate with you to help them resolve the issue, you can show them ID card and then go ahead and resolve the problem. Do you understand? That's what it is. All right. Advantages and disadvantages of arbitration. Advantages and disadvantages of arbitration. And this is going to be our last topic for today. Advantages and disadvantages of arbitration. Advantages: it's very speedy and efficient, right? Arbitration is very speedy and efficient. It's cost effective. It's confidential. Expertise oriented, because people that participate in mediation or in arbitration basically are professionals in their field or in the areas that is a concern. Do you understand? So that's why it is. It's flexible. It's finer. It has a binding outcomes, a final decision that is very difficult to appeal. Neutrality. It's impartial. Reduced formality, easy to file, easy to initiate. Disadvantages of arbitration: limited appeal options, very difficult to appeal. Once it's binding, it's binding. Final is final. So do you understand? Yeah, only there are just little instances where there is a perceived injustice or misapplication of law that sometimes it may be allowed to be appealed. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult to be appealed. You understand? Potential for bias. Potential for what? Bias. If not carefully selected, arbitrators may exhibit biased attitude. They may take side. You understand? So cost can still be high if not watched out. They can still the expense involved may still be high, but it's still cheaper than litigation. But if care is not taken, you may still spend a reasonable amount. Lack of what? Lack of formality. Lack of formality. Lack of formality, or lack of formal procedure or discoveries. Lack of formal discoveries. There are no even in arbitration. There are less comprehensive litigation issues. Do you understand? Because the evidence is not so much a matter there. Evidence is not so much a matter there. Do you understand? So that is it. But evidence can be presented, but sometimes it doesn't go deep into it. It's just what is being presented that is being used. Unlike litigation can go into investigation to get more evidence. Arbitration may not necessarily do that. What is being presented is what is going to use. Unequal bargaining power. Unequal bargaining power. All right. So institution where one party has significantly more resources or negotiation power, it can take over the matter. Limited enforcement mechanism. To implement arbitration decisions sometimes is a difficult matter. Do you understand? Just like in Nigeria here, for instance, in my Nigerian country, sometimes to enforce even legal, that is the outcome of a court case. To enforce it is not always easy. So how much more arbitration? But in other environments, it can be possible, it can be easily enforced. Potential for arbitrator overreached. Arbitrator may go out of his way. There's that tendency. You go out of his boundaries. Do you understand? It's possible. Less public accountability, because it's private, is not in the public domain. Then it can the issues of impartiality, issue of bias sometimes may not be detected. Or if we're in a public judgment, it's possible that you can detect some element of biasness. And then also, because the public may be able to provide an oversight over the matter and compare issues and things like that. Do you understand? So that is it. So in summary, arbitration offers significant advantages in terms of speed, cost, and the rest of them. But it can also be flawed on certain matters. Do you understand? So that is it. Thank you very much. Any question? Tomorrow we'll be looking at arbitration processes. All right, arbitration processes. Dr. Emmanuel, so prepare yourself. You are going to be at the convention, because it's only the members that register for the convention that will get that license. So just make sure you'll be at the convention in Abuja. Do all you can to be at the convention in Abuja in November so that you can have your license. All right, thank you very much. But maybe in subsequent time, we'll be giving our members the license at the induction. Maybe from next year, we'll be giving them the license at the induction. But for this year, you must it can go with your paper license. The expiration date can go along with your paper license. So for our members, do it to register for the convention so that you can get your license ID card at the convention. So thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. The convention, sir, somebody's asking, what about those that are outside of Abuja? The convention is a global convention. That is, we call it the Global Peace Annual Convention. Global Peace Annual Convention. This convention, we are expecting people from Cameroon, from Ethiopia, from Kenya, from Uganda, from Zambia, from Lesotho, from everywhere to participate at the convention. All right, except someone is not financially buoyant, but if we are buoyant, we expect to see you at the convention. So those that are in Nigeria, we're not even talking about it, because you are to be at the convention. It's a convention for all the members of the institute. All the members of the institute. All certified members of the institute are to be at the convention. It's annual gathering of the institute, all the members of the institute. So all the members of the institute are expected to be there. You understand? Whether you are in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, you are expected to be there. Because tomorrow it may be in Kigali. Tomorrow it may be in Yaoundé. Tomorrow it can be in Lusaka. Another day it can be in Kampala. You understand? So another year it can be in another place. It can be in UK. It can be in America. Do you understand? And all the members are expected to attend, if you can. So it's going to be rotational. It's not going to just be in Nigeria alone. As our membership expands and we have members in other countries in good numbers, we'll begin to put our convention in other countries as well. Do you understand? So that's it. All right. Thank you very much. See you. And for those of you that, if you want to be part of the convention, if you are not a member, but you want to be part of the convention and you want to join it online, it's possible. You can register and join online. We'll give you a link to participate in the convention when the convention time comes, if you are not a member. But if you are a member, we expect you to be at the convention. Yes, Kingsley, Pastor Kingsley, you are saying that you reconcile husband and wife online. That was a good one. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. All right. Have a wonderful night rest. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Take care of yourselves.